Hello, my beautiful people, welcome. Do you have an interest to create an e-commerce website for free but don't know where to start? If so, you are on the right place. I am here to show you how you can create this responsible e-commerce website template using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And also, we are going to make this e-commerce website fully responsible for any device using a modern technology like flexbox and media query. So now, before directly jump right into the video, let me show you the features of this website template design that we are going to create right now in this video. Here is the demo for this website, right? That's it. Here is the testimonial section and having a beautiful scrolling effect. And now here is the contact section. We have a contact section right here and a sharing button right here and a beautiful hover over effect, and now a nice add to cart button right here. That's it. And now here is the featured product section. So now when you click this, you see, that's nice, right? Alright, again here we have, when we click and hover over the mouse, the opacity becomes changed from 0.5 to 1. And again here we have, right? That's it. This is the feature product section. So now here we have the testimonial section for this responsible e-commerce website, having a nice animation when we click the right button and the left button. And here we have the contact section for this responsible e-commerce website right here. And here we have a footer section right here. You see, that's nice. And as you see here, this website, when you click over here, we have a beautiful scrolling effect right here. You see, that's nice. Awesome. And when you click the testimonial navigation menu right here, it redirects to the testimonial section. When you click over the contact section, it redirects into the contact section. So now when you come to whether this website is responsible for any device or not, here we have, right? You see, that's nice. It is pretty nice. And increase the size, the screen size right here, and reduce the screen size again. You see, that's nice. Alright, and again reduce the screen size and increase. Alright, again reduce the screen size. We have, as you see here, the toggle menu, the navigation menu disappear and the toggle menu appear right here. Again, here is it, right? That's nice. Good. What cool is that? Alright, that's good. Again, decrease the screen size again. Here we have. This is, as you see here, this is fully responsible for any device having different screen size. This is done by using a flexbox and media query. I will show you exactly how you can create such kind of responsible e-commerce website in this video, right? Stick around. Alright, as you see here, here is the toggle menu. When you click this toggle, we have this navigation menu right here. You see, that's it. That's good. Alright, when you click the home menu, it redirects to the home section. When you click the contact menu, it redirects to the contact section. As you see here, this Navigation menu appear for a device having a screen size greater than 768 pixels and above, right? And the toggle menu will appear for a screen size having 768 pixels and below. Now let's jump right into the design part. Alright, the first thing is first, setting the folder structure. Here we have shopping website folder. Inside this folder we have an index.html document, an image folder. In this folder again we have different images just like this one that we are going to use to design this e-commerce website. And then we have a JS folder. In this JS folder we have script.js document that we are going to add a custom JavaScript. And then again we have CSS folder. Inside this CSS folder we have style.css document and an image folder. Having this, now open this folder inside my code editor. In this case I am going to use Sublime Text. You can use any text editor as you want. Here is the folder shopping website, so open this folder right here. So here we have an index.html, and then here we have style.css. Here is the bullet point for an HTML document right here. And again, now what we are going to do is link this index.html with a style CSS document right here inside the head element. First, let me add font awesome. So right here it is, in order to use different font awesome icons to design our website, right? So here is the font awesome link that we are going to found from cdnjs.com. And now let me give a comment right here, custom CSS link right here. So now link this HTML document with a CSS document right here using a link tag inside my code editor inside the head element. Again, inside the body tag we are going to link the script.js document with an HTML document right here. Again, now let me add a Google font that you are interested in. In this case, I'm going to be interested in Poppins. So click over here and select any font style as you want and any font family as you interested in. It is select right here. Here we have. Now click over here and copy this link right here, and then after that what we are going to do is come over style.css document and paste right here. Again, copy this link and paste right here. And now let me start the coding part. First, let me create a header element right here. Inside this header element, we are going to nest a div element having a class name nav. Inside this div element, we are going to nest an h1 element and an order list right here having a class name, logo, and navbar respectively. Inside this unordered list, we are going to list out different links, main links right here: home, product, feature, testimonial, and contact. And then again we are going to create a div element having a class name, menu icon. Inside this we are going to create an anchor element. Again, come over here fontawesome.com and find any icon that you are interested in. In this case I'm interested in user, so copy this HTML link and come over here and paste right here. So now having this, when I save and refresh, here is the navigation bar section right here. So now here is the HTML part. Now let's dive right into to style this header navigation bar. So using the descendant selector header and an element a class selector navbar. Now let me add some property value pair background white padding 1 rem and 7% position fixer top 0 and left 0. After that here is the style, and now using this class selector logo let me style the logo right here. So color orange red, food family, accuracy, margin right 2.5 rem, which is 2.5 times the global font size. The global font size is 60 pixels. So here we have. Now again using this class selector navbar, let me remove the bullet point. So to do this we are going to use list style none, right? That is it. Again using this element selector navbar and li. Now let me add some property value pair display inline block padding 0 from top and bottom and 1.5 rem from left and right and text align center. Having this, when I save and refresh, here we have, right? Nice. Again using the descendant selector, here we have what we are going to use is an anchor element selector right here. Now let me remove the underline. So to do this we are going to use this property text decoration none and font size 120% and text transform uppercase. Now let me add a hover over effect over this navigation menu. So to do this we are going to use a pseudo class selector hover and color orange transform 0.4 second is. So when I save and refresh, here we have, right? Nice. Now again let me add a color over here, color yellow green. So here is it, right? That is it. Again using menu icon class selector, now let me style these two icons right here. So text decoration none, color orange red, margin left 1.5 rem and font size let me say 130%. And now let me add hover over effect over these menu icons, color blue, and when I save and refresh, here we have, right? That's it. This is the navigation bar section. Now let's jump right into to design the home section for this responsive e-commerce website. So first let me give a comment right here. Here is the website home section, start section, and here is the website home section. And now to do this we are going to create a section element having a class name, let me say home, and an ID value home again. Now in this section element we are going to nest a div element having a class name home container. Inside this we are going to nest another div element having a class name slide content. Inside this again we are going to nest another div element having a class name background slide. So again inside this we are going to create another div element having a class name content, right? So again inside this we are going to create a span element, an h3 element, and an anchor element having class name btn full. So again now let me add some dummy text offline right here. Here we have, right? So we are going to add a background image using inline styling method using a style tag right here. So here we have. So now when I save and refresh, here we have the image right here. So here is style attribute, and copy this as much as you want. In this case I am going to copy and paste 3 times and change the background image. Here is the style attribute value. So when I save and refresh, here we have, right? That's it. Now let me style this Alright, here is it. Okay, so now to style this, we are going first. Let me create a comment over here, home section, and then we are going to use this home class selector right here, and again we are going to use a descendant selector, home and background slide right here. So any element having this class selector will have such property. The first property is display. Any element inside this will have such property. The first property is display flex, background attachment fixed, and then align item center and head 70, viewport height and padding left 5%, width again 100%. That's it. So save and refresh. Here we have, right? That's it. Now again, let me style this background image right here. So again, what we are going to use, what we are going to do is copy this and come over here and paste right here, and then using this class selector content, let me style any property, any element which is found inside this content class selector. This element can be a content class selector. So now again descendant selector, again using descendant selector, span element selector right here, any span element that are found inside the content, inside the div element having a class name content will have such property. That's it. Again using this h3 element right here, let me add some property value pair, font size, font. Here is the font size for rim, color green, and then when I save and refresh, here we have, right? Now here is the style for a span element and an h3 element which is found inside the div element having class name content, right? And now let me add a line head. That's it. Line height, let me increase 90%. It may be better. Now let me add animation, text 1 second, linear, backward for an h3 element, a span element, just like this. So now let me add a keyframe rule for this animation. So to add animation, we are going to use a keyframe rule, right? So the first thing is what we are going to do, what will happen at 0%. At 0% for this animation will be opacity, let me say 0 for both transform, translate in the x direction, let me say translate in the x direction by -10 pixels. So now let me add animation name right here. Let me say for this content, right? And for this again we are going to say text right here. You can assign any animation name as you want, it is up to you, right? So at 0% here is. So when I save and refresh, you see the animation at 0%. That is it. Okay, now let me style this call to action button or buy now button. So first let me use this section element selector and add some property value pair, min height 100, viewport height, padding 0 from top and bottom and 5% from left and right. Here we have nice. So again, now let me style this call button. To style this call to action button, we are going to use this btn full class selector, text decoration none, font size 1.7 rem, background color dark orange, color white, padding 0.2 rem, and stream, and border radius 20 pixels, text transform capitalize. When I save and refresh, here is it, right? Okay. Now again, let me add. Now again, come over here and add padding over here, padding bottom 1 rem, right? So to give more space between this HTML element and this call to action button. That's it. So again, let me add a hover effect over this btn full, this call to action button. So here we have color white, border none, and background orange red. So when we hover over the mouse over this call to action button, the color, the background color changed just like this. Alright, now over here let me add another class selector active right here for the first div element having class name slide content, right? And then now let me add a job. Now let me use this active class selector and add some property value pair like this. So it is the class selector, and so now what we are going to do is use this class selector. So in between them there is no space right here, keep in mind. So again, having this, first remove this active class selector and using slide content only, display none. So having this, when I save and refresh, here is it. The home content is disabled. And then over here what we are going to do is using this active selector and display the first div element having class name unactive, right? As you see here, these two will not have a class selector active. So now change the display none value into display block value. So the first content will be displayed just like this. So now what we are going to do is add a JavaScript over this to add interactivity over this. So to do this, first we are going to create two left menu and right menu right here. So to do this we are going to use, again, come over fontawesome.com and find this icon right here. Here is preview and preview icon and preview to the right, preview double icon, preview double left, and double right icons right here. So here is an HTML link. Copy this HTML link and come over this and paste right here. Here we have, right? So the same too for double right icons. So having this, when I save and refresh, here is it, the two icons. So now what we are going to do is style this icon right here using style.css. Here is the code for, here is the style, here is the property value pair. So now using this ID plus ID selector right here, preview and next, and then using this home plus selector right here. Position absolute top 50%, transform translate in the y direction by a minus 50%, color dark green, font size 2.2 rem, border radius 50%, background light gray, and padding 0.1 rem and 0.6 rem. Cursor pointer text align center. If the position for the parent element, the child element absolute, the position for the parent element should be relative. So now when I save and refresh, here we have. So what is, when you come to the parent element, just here is it, right? That's it. Now let me style this separately. First, let me add a hover over effect over this. So here we have, right? Color white and background dark orange. So when I save and refresh, you have a nice hover over effect over this next and preview button, right? And then now let me style this separately. So here is the style for the preview, and here is the previous, and here is the style for the next right here. Here we have, right? Nice. Now let me add the interactivity for this when we click this prev and next button. So to do this, we are going to add an interactivity using JavaScript. So now let me create variable let. Now here is the slide content class selector. So what we are going to do is document query selector all the slide content. So select all the div element inside the slide content. So now let index 0, and now what we are going to do is create a function. Let me say the function name next, and then container index.classList.remove active. What we are going to do is active, and index equals to index plus 1. That is it, right? And then here we have the first function right here. So over here, what we are going to do is add an event listener right here. So in this case, what we are going to use is onClick event right here, and then the value for this onClick event is the function name right here. Next, just like this one, and then now copy this and instead of preview, instead of next, yes, that is next, and then come over again here and create another function for the preview. So here is the function name prev, and the same too, the code is the same except the minus and the plus sign right here. Take a look. That is it, right? So now what we are going to do is come over here again and add onClick event right here and change the function name next into prev. So now when I click this, right, that's it, awesome. So again, when you click the left button right here, this is right, that is awesome. All right. So this interactivity, as you see here, again, now let me create another session for this responsible e-commerce website. So now what we are going to create is create the service section. So again, as always, what we are going to create is create a section element having class name service section. Inside this section element, we are going to nest a div element having class name service container. Inside this, what we are going to create again, service box right here. Inside this div element having a class name service box, we are going to nest a photo some icon, an h3 element, and a paragraph element. Again, we are going to nest again a btn, an anchor element right here. In this case, we are going to use a class name btn ghost. So to save your time, it's better to add offline. That's it, right? So here we have the link that we found from Fonthouse. Here is the link that we found from Fonthouse. Okay, here is the link, right? Let me give a comment over here. That is. So now what we are going to do is copy. First, let me save and refresh. Here we have, right? And now what we are going to do is copy all the element which is found inside this service box class selector and paste right here as much as you want. It is up to you, right? So I paste it 5 times and change the font awesome icon and submit it and some dummy text right here. First, when I save and refresh, here we have. So the only thing expected from me and you is to change the icons and the text inside the h3 element and the paragraph element. So to do this, we are going to add this. We have just added this offline to save your time. So here we have, right? That is, all the element selector is similar and all the class selector is similar. The only thing expected from you is to change the text and the font awesome icons, just like this. So here is the HTML code right here for this service section. So when I save and refresh, here we have. Nice. Now what we are going to do is to style this service section. So to do this, what we are going to use is come over style.css and add a property value pair. So now using this class selector service section, here is service section margin 0 and background. This is an RGBA color code for background color. And then when I save and refresh, here we have a nice background. So again, using this class selector service container, what we are going to do is service container display flex align item center justify content space between flex wrap padding 0 from top and bottom and 0.5 trim from left and right and margin 0. Again, when I save and refresh, alright. So what we are going to is using this service box class selector right here. We have service box multiple service box class selector right here. So now let me give a width for this service box. Flex 1 to near here is, that is it. So using this element selector, now let me style the font awesome icon right here. So color yellow green, font size 2.5 rem and padding bottom 1.2 rem. that is the style for the font awesome icon right here. That's nice. Now let me style this text which is found inside the h3 element right here. So to do this, we have an h3 element selector, and here we have the color magenta, font size 2 rem, and line height 1 rem, text transform uppercase, padding bottom 1 rem, and the font weight, let me say 400, sorry. So when I save and refresh, here we have a nice text right here having a color magenta. So now let me style this paragraph right here. So we have a paragraph element selector, and using this element selector, service box and P, color gray, padding bottom 1 rem, and line height 1.6 rem. Having this, when I save and refresh, here is right. That is, now let me style this call to action button or see more button. So what we are going to use is, we have a btn ghost class selector for this call to action button. So using this btn ghost class selector, text decoration none, font size 1.7 rem, background color transparent, color dark, and border to pixel solid magenta, and padding 0.1 rem and 1 rem. Border radius 20 pixel, and text transform capitalize. And now here is so when I save and refresh, here we have. Now let me add a hover over effect over this call to action more button. So to do this, we are going to add a hover over effect over this. So copy the studio class selector right here and paste right here, and you see, so when I save and refresh, here is a nice hover over effect. That is right. So here is the service section for this e-commerce website. And home, let me add for this home section background red. That is, when I save and refresh, here we have a red for the background, for the homepage background. Now let me jump right into the product section. Now let's jump right into to design the product section right here. Here is the demo for this product section. That is, we have a beautiful hover over effect, and here is a nice adding cart button right here, and sharing now button also right here. So as always, create a section element right here. So first, let me create a comment right here to organize our code in the best manner. So let me say the comment product section starts from here and from here. That's it. And now, as always, we are going to create a section element right here. In this case, we are going to create a section element having a class name, product section, and an ID value. Let me say an ID value product. So the ID value should be similar with the ID value for the anchor element, right? The ID value for the for the value for the href attribute inside the navigation menu, sorry, right? And then we're going to create an h1 element having a class name section heading. And then we are going to nest a div element having a class name product container. Inside this container, we are going to create a div element again having a class name feature product. So inside this div element, we are going to nest another div element having a class name product satisfaction. Let me say that's it. And then inside this, we are going to nest again an anchor element right here, an anchor element right here, link, here is the link. So again, outside of this div element having a class name product satisfaction, now let me add an element, let me create an img element right here and an h3 element right here. Again, we are going to create a div element having class name rating. Now let me add a star icons right here. So now to save your time, before that over here we are going to create a div element having a class name product price. Alright, and again we are going to create a cart return right here. Let me say a class name having a class name begin full. So to save your time, it's better to add the code offline. Here we have, right? Here is the first product section. Here is the first product, and here is the product price. These star icons are found from Font Awesome. Go head over Font Awesome. That's it. This is the siege, right? Now what we are going to do is copy and come over here and paste right here. And now what we are going to do is change the product price and the product name and also the product image. So to save your time, it's better to add it offline. That is it, right? This card, this icon also found from Font Awesome. So finding Font Awesome icon is easy as you expected. Head over fontawesome.com and find any icons that you are interested in. Just simple, right? So here we have product satisfaction, here we have an anchor element, and here we have the image, and here we have a div element having class name rating, and here we have product price and a shopping cart, add to cart button right here. Alright, the only thing expected from you is only change, like I said, the image name, the image URL, the image URL or file location, and the product price, and something. Everything is similar. So when I save and refresh it, here is, right? So here is the HTML part. Now here we have an actual element. Now let me jump right into to style this, right? So this is a reusable property value pair. So we in the future we will use this as much as we will. So now when I save and refresh, here we have, right, here we have a fixed background image having clip path, having a clip path polygon, this just like this one, and display block color white, the text color white. So a span element, an element which is found a span element will have such property. Now let's jump right into to style this section right here. So using class selector, product container, display flex, align item, center, justify content, space between, flex wrap. So when I save and refresh, here we have. Now what we are going to do is, using this class selector again, we have feature product. You have so many feature product class selector. So using this class selector, now let me give a width for this, for each element right here inside the feature product. So flex 1 tuning rim, text align center margin, 1.5 rim padding, 1 rim, and background hexadecimal color code, and border radius 20 pixel, border 1 pixel, solid light gray, overflow hidden. So having this property value pair, when I save and refresh, here we have, right? Okay. Now let me style the image right here. So as you see here, the image, to style the image, we are going to use this img element selector. And width for this image 70 rim, and height 12 rim, and object fit cover. It is, right? So when I save and refresh, here we have, right? Nice. That is it. Now let me style each of the individual elements. So first let me add a hover over first. Let me add a hover over first over this feature product. So transform, here we have a hover over, and transform, rotate 5 degree and scale 1.1, and cursor pointer z index 0. So when we hover over the element inside this feature product, will have such property, scale 1.1 and rotate 5 degrees. So when I save and refresh, you see, alright. Now let me style this the two icons which is found inside product satisfaction class selector. So display flex direction, column, position, absolute and top 20 pixel and left -12 rem. If the position for the child element absolute, the position for the parent element should be relative. In this case, the parent element is having a class name, the element which is that have a feature product class selector. So you see nothing is displayed. So we are going to come over here and we are going to add the position for the parent element into relative. So position relative, like I said, for the position for the parent element, the position for the child element relative absolute, the position for the parent element should be absolute. So here we have, right? That is, you see. Now left -12 rem, you see. Okay, now let me add a hover over this product satisfaction. First, let me style this icons. Font size 1.5 rem, color dark orange, padding 0.5 rem, margin bottom 5 pixel, text align center, z index 1, border 2 pixels, solid yellow green, and background white. You see when I save and refresh. Okay, nothing is displayed. Why? Because the left, as you see here, left -12 rem. So again, change -12 into 12. Here we have, right? That is okay. Now okay, so now let me add a hover over field, hover product satisfaction and left 0.5 rem. So when you hover over this box right here, this icon transform from -12 rem to 0.5 rem. That is it, right? So now let me add a hover over fit, color red, using this class selector FAS, and background color black. So here we have, right? That is awesome. And again, now let me style this text which is found inside the H3 element right here. So color, dark, margin 10 pixel, and auto, text transform, capitalize, background, yellow green, border radius 50%, and padding 5 pixel right here. So when I save and refresh, here is it, right? That's nice. Now let me style these star icons right here. So using rating class selector and element selector, color dark orange, padding 0.1 rem. Here we have rating class selector, and here we have an element right here, So when I save and refresh, here we have, right? That's it. So again, now let me style this price product, the product price, right? So using this class selector, product price right here, and add some property value pair, font size 150%, color green, padding bottom 1 rem, and font weight 800. That's it. Alright. So when I save and refresh, here we have the product price. Now let me style again using this discount right here. So using this element selector, span element selector, now let me style this different from the discount price. Here is the latest. So using this span, padding right, font to rem, font size 60%, color grade, text decoration, line through, and font size. Here we have, right? Here we have a discount price, and here we have the main price. That is it. This is the feature product section. So now come over here, and what we are going to do is add Z index for the navigation bar into 1. You see? So you see, when you refresh, you see 1, the navigation bar looks like pretty nice. And position for this fixed, that is. Okay, now let me start the shopping cart right here. So using this class selector, shopping cart, let me style differently right here. So font size 1.5 rem, color dark, padding 0.4 rem and 1.5 rem, and border radius 20 pixel, and background repeating linear gradient, green, yellow, and red. That is a nice background. So when I save and refresh, here we have a nice background having a repeating linear gradient, right? That is. So now let me add a hover over effect over this, add the add to cart button right here. Again, we are going to use a repeating linear gradient. So in this case we are going to use two color right here, red and green, and color for the text will be white. Having this, when I save and refresh, here we have a nice hover effect over this adding cart to button right here. So this is the product section for this responsible e-commerce website, just like this one. Alright, having this, now let's jump right into to design the next section, which is the feature product section. Here is the demo for this section right here. This is nice right here. This interactivity is made by using JavaScript. So here we have the feature product section right here. You see? What cool is that? These are two card button, and then as always let me add a comment over here. The feature product section starts here and here and here right here to organize our code. As always, let me create a section element having a class name, let me say feature product, and an ID value that have similar value with the href attribute that is found in the navigation menu. And then we have an h1 element, and then inside this section we are going to nest a div element having class name container. Inside this we are going to nest another div element having class name feature product container. Again we are going to nest a small feature product. In this div element we are going to nest an image having class name small image, and then outside of this we are going to create a div element having a class name large feature product, and then here we have an img element right here having a class name large image, and then outside of this we are going to create a feature content, a div element having a class name feature content. Inside this we have a h3 element, paragraph element, and then we have font awesome icon. So here is. So over here what we are going to do is we have a product price right here, and here we have a call to action button or a button right here. So what we are going to do is add the code offline in order to save your time. It is right, this is right. So in order to save your time, this is the HTML code for this feature product. That is right. Here we have an img element right here, and then what we are going to do is change the product price just like this one, so over here what we are going to do is here is the image right here, you see, which is found inside the image folder right here. That's nice. So when I save and refresh the web page, Here we have, right? That's nice. Here is the first section for this feature product. Over here, what we are going to do is copy all the elements which is found inside the div element having class name container as much as you want. So when I save and refresh, here it is, right? Here we have the product. So here is the HTML part, right here. That's nice. The only thing expected from you and me is to change the image name, the product name, the product price, and the text right here. The rest are similar. The class name and the elements are similar. So here is a div element having class name container, and here also a div element having a class name container. So when I save again and refresh, here is different products right here. That is it. This is the HTML part. So now, having this, now let's jump right into to style this feature product section. So to do this, come over here, font, come over here, here is container, and also here is a container class selector. So what we are going to do is using this class selector right here, container, feature product, container, display flex, flex wrap, no wrap, and gap 1.5 rem, background light yellow, and border to pixel solid gray, border radius 0.5 rem, align item center margin 0.5 rem, and auto. So when I save and refresh, here is it. That's nice. So come over here and again using this class selector, feature product container, here we have a class selector, so using this class selector right here, let me add some property value pair. Here we have display flex gap 0.5 rem, flex 140 rem. So when I save and refresh, alright, now let's better reduce the image size right here. So now using this class selector, feature content, here we have flex 120 rem. So when I save and refresh, here is. Alright. Now again, using this class selector, small feature product and large feature product, right here, let me reduce the width for each element right here, right? So for small feature product, 20%, and for large feature product, 8%. Here we have. And now it's better to style the image using this img element selector. You see, here is the width 100%, padding 1 rem and opacity 0.5 and border 1.5 pixel solid gray. So here is our image right here. So when I save and refresh, here we have, right? That's it. Here is the small image which has a 20 pixel, a 20% width. So now let me increase the opacity from 0.5 to 1. It's better to add, to say 0.5. So let me comment out this. We will style it later, and then for large product image with 100%, here we have large feature product and an img in the selector. Now when I save and refresh the web page, here we have, right? That is it. Awesome. Now let me style this image. So it's better to add a hover over effect over this small feature product and a large feature product using a pseudo class selector hover, right? So for the small feature product, cursor, pointer, and opacity 1. Increase the opacity from 0.5 to 1 when we hover the mouse, right, over this image. So for large product, we are going to scale it up, right? So here we have, right? Here is so come over here and remove this comment. Okay, opacity 0.5 before hovering, and when we hover the opacity changes from 0.5 to 1. That is it. Alright, and now let me style this text right here. So to style this text, we have an H3 element selector right here. So font size 2.5 rem, text transform capitalize, and text align center. So having this, when I save and refresh, here we have. Nice. And now let me style this text right here, which is the text which is found inside the P element right here. So font size again 1.1 rem. Here we have the paragraph which is embedded inside the P tag. and line height 1.2 rem and padding bottom 1 rem. Having this, save and refresh. Here you have a nice text right here. Again, now let me style this star icon. So using rating class selector and an element selector, let me add some property, value pair, color dark orange, padding 0.1 rem, and here is right. And font size 1.3 rem. Save and refresh. Here we have, right? That is. Now let me style this price right here. So using this class selector, here is here we have price class selector, product price class selector right here. So using this class selector, let me add some property, value pair, font size 2 rem, color green, padding bottom 1 rem, and font weight bold. Having this, when I save and refresh the web page, here is a nice pricing label, right? So now using this span element selector, which is found inside the div element having a product price, let me add some property, value pair, padding right, font to rem, font size, color, text decoration, font style, text decoration in this case line through, and font style as you see here italic. And then when I save and refresh, here we have, right? That's it. So now this is the CSS part. It is amazing, right? So now the only thing left from me is to add an interactivity over this image. When we click this image should be displayed over the large image section. So to do this, we are going to use JavaScript. To add interactivity over here, we are going to use JavaScript right here. Here is the code for this right here. So over here, we are going to select all the image which is found which has a small image class selector right here. So here we have a small image. So what we are going to do is select all the image using query selector all, and then add event listener over here. Click event, here we have, and then we are going to create variable src image1 get attribute by source attribute right here. Here we have a source attribute and document query selector select get this image a large image right here using this class selector right here. That is right. So again, this is the first section. So now here we have the second, and the only thing expected from me and you is to change this image 1 to image 2 and so on and so forth. Here we have a class name, small image 1. You see? So get this class, this element by using query selector right here. So here we have small image 1, and here we have a class selector large image 1, which is right here. And again, here we have for the last product section, small image 2 having class name small image 2. And now come over here and get this image using this class selector small image 2, and here we have all click event and large image 2 right here. So when we click over this small image, the small image will be displayed over the large image section, right? Here we have alright, here is the JavaScript code that enables to display the small image over the large image section when we hover over, just like this one. This is right, that's nice. Now when we hover and click the mouse over this small image right here, it's displayed over the large image section right here. Here we have, so click over here and here is it, right? That's nice. So what is that? So what are you waiting for? Please subscribe this YouTube channel for more programming related video just like this one. Now let's dive right into the testimonial section right here. Here is the demo for this testimonial section right here. Now when you see this, it's nice, right? So as always, let me add a comment over here. Alright, and now let me create again a section element. Let me say having a class name testimonial section and an ID value testimonial. As always, we have an actual element having class name section heading, and then inside this section we are going to nest a element having a class name testimonial container. Inside this development again we are going to nest a testimonial, a development having a class name testimonial box. Inside this we are going to have font awesome icon, and we are going to nest a development having a class name user profile. Inside this again we are going to add an image with having its image directory, right? So using an img element right here. So over here again we have a div element having class name, user info. Inside this we have an h3 element having class name, client name, and an h5 element again we have having class name about client, and then we have a div. Alright, here is it, right? Okay, now here we are. So over here we have a paragraph. So over here what we are going to do is, to save your time, let me copy and paste right here. So here is h6 element having class name, client, destination, and here you have a paragraph element having class name, client description, right? And here you have h3 element, h5, h6, and rating, div element having class name, rating, and so when I save and refresh, here we have, right? That is it. Now remove this. So over here what we are going to do is copy this and copy all the element which is found inside this testimonial box and paste as much as you want. It's up to you, right? So when I save and refresh, here we have similar text, similar image, and similar icon. So the only thing expected from you is to change this text right here. The rest are similar, the elements are similar, and the class selector also similar, right? So when I save and refresh again, here we have, right? That is beautiful. This is the HTML part for this testimonial section right here. So now what we are going to do is to style this testimonial section using a class selector testimonial code section. Let me add a background image having a linear gradient, and here we have the image path. So when I save and refresh, here we have the image, a background image having a fixed position, background attachment fixed right here. So now using this class selector testimonial box right here, we have again a class selector testimonial box. Let me add some property value pair. Alright, so with 90% head, auto, background, white, margin 0 from top and bottom, and auto from left and right, justify content, center, border radius, 20 pixel, box shadow, such. And testimonial container position relative. So when I save and refresh, here we have, right? That's nice. Okay, so again using this class selector right here. Now first here are position relative. So the position for this icon, to start this icon, we have position absolute, top one rim, right one rim, color this hexadecimal color code, and here we have, right? So now over here again, using this class selector, user profile, display flex, align item, center. So when I save and refresh, here we have, right? Nice. So over here, using this class selector, user image right here, let me add some property, value pair, width 5 rim, margin right 1 rim. So save again and refresh. Here is it. So now let me style this image again. So to style this image, we are going to use this img element selector. So we have with 100%, border radius 50%, and object fit cover. How is this? When I save and refresh, here is a nice image right here. That's it. So now using this class selector right here, color, client name, color, text transform, font size, font weight, and font style. Having this, when I save and refresh, here we have. Alright. So again, using this class selector, about client, color, dark orange, text transform, capitalize, font size, trim, font weight, 300. So when I save and refresh, here is it, right? That's it. So now let me style this text right here. So to style this, we are going to use this class selector, client destination, and color gray, text transform, capitalize, font size 1.5 trim, font weight 250, and font style oblique or italic. That is, now let me style this star icons right here. So to style this, we are going to use this rating class selector, and again now let me style this paragraph right here. So to style this, we are going to use this client destination class selector right here, font size 1.2 rim, font family curasive, and font style Italy, color gray. So when I save and refresh, here is, right? That's it. Okay, now using this testimonial box display, first let me add display none. Let me say display none for all the testimonial box, all the element which is found inside the testimonial box will have a display value none. And then what we are going to do is to display the first testimonial box, the first element which is found over the first testimonial box. So to do this, we are going to add an active class selector inside the div element having class name testimonial box right here. Here is the first testimonial box, and then using this class selector active and change this display none value to display block value. So when I save and refresh, here is, as we see here, here is the first testimonial box right here. So now let me add a Java interactivity over this testimonial box. Before that, what we are going to do is we are going to use a next and we are going to add next and previous button right here over this testimonial box. That is, now let me style this icons right here. You see, using this ID selector prev and next right here. Here we have an attribute value pairs right here, padding 0.1 rem and cursor pointer text align center. So when I save and refresh, here we have. Alright, now let me style it separately for the left and for the right. Here is it, right? So now when I save and refresh, here we have, right? So this is the CSS part for this testimonial box. Now let me add an interactivity over this testimonial box to display the rest testimonial boxes right here. To do this, we are going to use JavaScript. So now let me select using this class selector testimonial box right here. Let's slide document slide equals to document query selector, or select all the testimonial box and then let index, let me give this variable name int equals to 0 and now let me add an event listener over this. So we are going to use onClick event, and here is the function name, and next here is a function, right? And here we have another function for the previous button right here. The two are similar except the minus and the plus sign right here. All right. Now when I save and refresh, here we have again save again. So when you click, you see that's it. When you click the right button right here, that's it. Now let me add animation over this when we click the left and the right button. So here we have animation, slide, animation name, animation duration, and here we have keyframe loop at 0%. You see, that is a nice animation. Rotate in the X direction right here. Alright, having this, now let's dive right into to create the contact section for this responsible e-commerce website. So as always, create a section element, in this case the class name contact section and an ID value contact, and as always we are going to create an h1 element having similar class name section heading, and we are going to nest a div element having a class name contact container. Inside this, we are going to nest another development having class name contact us. Inside this, we have an HTML element and a paragraph element right here. So to save your time, we have just added it offline right here. Here is it, right? Here is the font awesome icon, an HTML element and a paragraph element right here. Having this, save and refresh. Here is it. Okay, now this is the first contact section for this e-commerce website. So this is the HTML part. Now let me style this. So using this class selector contact container, now let me add some property value pair. Contact container, display flex, align item, center, justify content, space between, flex wrap, margin top, 6 rim. We are going to add a background color. We have just add a background color using contact section class selector. Here we have. Alright, so again using this class selector contact us. Now let me add property value pair. Here we have background color white, border 0.1 rim, solid light gray, margin 0.5 rim, and width 24 rim, and position. Alright. When we see, here we have, right? Now let me style this font awesome icon right here. Okay, so here we have color orange red, font size 3.5 rim, border 1 pixel solid green, padding 0.8 rim, and position absolute top 10%, left 50%. The position for the child element here is absolute, so the position for the parent element should be relative. The parent element in this case is the element having class name contact us. That's why we are going to add a position relative for this class selector. So when I save and refresh the web page again, it looks like pretty nice. So again, now let me style the text inside this H3 element right here. So to do this, we are going to use H3 element selector right here, color gray, font size 2 rim, and font weight 250. So having this, save and refresh. Alright, now style this paragraph, the text inside this paragraph element selector right here. So to do this, we are going to use this P element selector and color gray, font size 1.2 rim, and font weight 200, text align center, line height 1.7 rim, padding top 1 rim. That's it. So here we have, right? That's nice. Okay, this is the upper contact section right here. Now let's jump right into the lower contact section, which is the email field, the input field in this case, right? So to do this, we are going to create a contact box, a development having class name contact box, and then we are going to create a form element right here. So inside this form element, we are going to create an input field right here. So we need for input section having class name input box right here. And now we are going to have a text area element right here having columns and rows value. And then we are going to have a call to action button right here, or a submit button, or send a message button right here. So outside of this, we are going to add an image. Alright, so now to save your time, it's better to add it offline. So here we have the form element. Inside this form element, we are going to have for input field right here, text field, email field, password field, and number or phone number field right here, having class name, input box, and here we have a message field right here, which is text area, and here we have a button, which is send message button right here. And again, we have an image, so save. When I save it and refresh the web page, here we have the HTML part for this contact section. So now using this class selector contact box right here, let me add some property value pair, display flex, justify content, space between line items, center, flex wrap, padding, trim. So when I save, here we have. Okay, now all right. Now again using this class selector contact form. Okay, form, instead of class selector we are going to use a form element selector right here, flex 1 13, display flex, justify content. Alright, space between, flex wrap, padding 1.2 rim, background color barley wood, and border radius to rim. Okay, so when I save it and refresh it, here we have, right? That's nice. Now let me style this input field one by one. So we are going to use this input box class selector right here, and with, let me say, 45% height, 3 rim, border 1.1 rim, solid green, font size 1.5 rim, color white, background none, margin 1 rim from top and bottom, and 0 from left and right, padding 0 from top and bottom, and 1 rim from left and right. So save again and refresh the web page. You see, that's nice. Alright, here is the input field, the name field, the phone number field. So now again using this selector right here, text area and input with 100%. So when I save and refresh, alright, that's That seems pretty nice. And again, using remove this and add hover over effect over this text area field. Now save and refresh again. When we hover over this text area right here, we have light blue color, and then we are going to use this placeholder color gray. So when I save and refresh again, so the color become over here, the color for this become gray, and you see, that's nice. Again, now let me style the image right here. Flex 1 thin rim and margin top. Margin top. Alright. So save and refresh. Here we have the image, and here we have the call to action button. So again, using this image selector right here with 100 object fit, cover, head, 75% viewport, 75 viewport height. So save again and refresh. This is the image. This is the lower contact section right here. Now input full name, email, password, and phone number, and you can send an image. Over here, margin top -10 rim for the image. So when I save and refresh, it's pretty nice. Again, now let me jump right into the final section, which is the footer section for this responsible e-commerce website. So as always, we are going to create section element right here. In this case, the class name, footer section, and inside this we are going to have a footer container. Inside this we are going to nest a div element having a class name footer box and an h1 element having class name logo and paragraph element, and then again outside of this we are going to have another footer box having h3 element and paragraph elements. So again we have footer box right here and have a class name footer box right here. In this case again we have inside this we have an h3 element, an anchor element. In this case we are going to have 4 links, right? Alright, you can add any link as you want. Okay, and then we are going to have final footer, and to save your time it's better to add it offline, right? Here we have, right? That is it. So here is the final footer section, or the footer section having a footer section, class selector, footer container, and footer box logo, font awesome icon right here, which is found from fontawesome.com. And also again, let me give a comment over here. And also here we have the social media links right here. This link, this icon also found from fontawesome.com. So now when I save and refresh, here we have. So this is the HTML part. Now let me style this. To style this, we have a footer section. Now let me add a background image having linear gradient and image path or image directory URL image feature image.jpg format. Background position center, background repeat, no repeat, and background size cover 20 pixel. It looks like pretty nice. A nice background having a linear gradient, that is it. So now let me style this again. So using this class selector, footer, container, display flex, justify content, center, flex wrap. That's it. So save again. Alright, here we are. Good. Now again, using this class selector, footer box right here, with 25 frame and text line center, padding right 1.5 rim and color white. So having this, when I save and refresh, here we have, right? That's good. Okay, now using this selector right here, let me style the icons which is found inside the footer box. Inside the div element, having class name, footer box, and font size for this 2 rim, color orange, padding left 3 rim. So save and refresh. Here we have the icons right here. And then again, what we are going to do is to style this logo right here. To style this logo, we are going to use logo class selector right here. Font size 3.5 rim, font family cursive, display flex, color orange, and align items flex start. That's it. Awesome. This is the company logo right here. So again, let me style this text which is found inside the H3 element. Here we are. So refresh and refresh the web page. Here we have, right? Okay, now let me style the paragraph, the element which is found inside the P element right here. So font size 1.2 rim and text align, justify, font family, Arial or sans serif. So when I save and refresh, it will have nice. That's it. Awesome. Now let me style this social media link right here. So to style this, we are going to use this footer box and an anchor element selector right here, and font size 2 rim, margin 0.8 rim, color tester, text line center, and border 1.5 pixels for the yellow green, border radius 50%. So when I save and refresh, here we have different social media link right here. So now let me add a hover over effect over these social media links right here using a pseudo class selector hover. So you see we have a beautiful hover over effect. We have added a beautiful hover over effect over the social media link right here. That's it. Now let me style the final footer right here. To style this, we are going to use this class editor, final footer, and color. Here is the color, here is the text align, padding top, font family, and padding bottom right here. So save and refresh the web page. Here is the final section for this responsive e-commerce website. So now let me try whether this e-commerce website is responsible for any device or not. As you see here, this website is not responsible for any device, so it's better to make it responsible for any device using a modern technology like flexbox and media query. You see, this is not responsible for any device. That's it. Alright, we are going to make it responsible after a few minutes. So over here, let me start on the navigation bar. So here is the toggle menu right here, which is found, the toggle icon right here, which is found from Font Awesome. Here is. So now let me style this toggle. Here we have an ID selector right here, menu bar. Now let me style this, and padding, font size, color, border radius 50%, 55 pixel. And now when I save and refresh, here we have a toggle menu right here. That's it, right? Okay. Now using a media query right here, here we have a maximum width for a device less than 120 pixels. So let me reduce the font size. HTML font size from the global font size from 60 pixel to 40 pixel. So here is, and the rest text will reduce its size automatically, right? Since we place its value in rem. That's why placing the value in rem is very important, whether to make your website responsible for any device. That's it. So now come over here and reduce the global font size from 60 pixel to 10 pixel, and now here we have, right? Okay, display none for this toggle menu right here, and then when I save and refresh, here we have, right? That's it. Okay, now what we are going to do is to make this toggle menu display, when we reach for a screen size 768 pixel. Here we have, right? Menu bar, block. So when we reach 768 pixel, having screen size device, having a screen size, a device having screen size 768 8 pixels and below this toggle menu will display, right? Now here is a navigation bar, padding, reduce the padding. You see, that's it. Nice, right? Now let me style. Okay, it's better. Now let me style this. Print and next. So left 10 pixel and right 10 pixel. So as you see here we have left 4 pixel and right 3 pixel. Now when we reach for a device having a screen size 991 pixel and below, the left value will be 10 pixel and the right value will be 10 pixel also. So here is it, right? That's it. Alright. So now again here we have testimonial again. For the testimonial again we have left 40 pixel and right 10 pixel. When we reach 991 pixel having a device having a screen size 991 pixel, we have such property, right? And again now you see, okay, now using this class selector right here and come over here for a device having screen size display instead of block, right? Display block. So when I save and refresh, here we have a nice, that's awesome. That's good. Again, using this class selector right here and come over here for a device having screen size 768 pixel and below, we have such property with 100% display flex, align item center, justify content center for a development having a small feature product. So when I save and refresh, here we have. Okay, now let me style this. So to do this, come over here, copy this and paste right here. We have with 20% margin 10 pixel object fit cover. That's it. So when I save and refresh, that is it, right? That is awesome. Now let me style for the larger image. So style the larger image. We have this. The larger feature product, we have this with 100%, and we have this, the larger feature product with 80%, right? You see? So come over here and larger feature product container display inline block, and then when I save feature product instead of feature product container, that's it. Feature product container instead of display flex, we have display inline block. Come over here, we have what? We have inline block, right? Instead of display flex. So having this, when I save and refresh, here we have, right? That's nice. Awesome. What cool is that? What cool is this? You see? Hover, when you hover, when you click, it's better. Awesome. So now this feature product section is responsible for a device having a screen size 768 pixels and below, right? So over here what we are going to do is come over here first and we have a menu bar. We have a navbar class selector and come over here for a device having a screen size 768 pixel and below position. For this number absolute, top 100%, left minus 100%. Okay, instead of minus 100, let me remove this and we will add later. So when I save and refresh, here we have, right? Here is for the navigation bar. That's nice. Okay. Awesome. Cool. Okay, now left minus 100% and top 100%, right? So when I save and refresh, it is, right? The navigation bar removed. So let me add a toggle effect over this navigation menu. So to do this, we are going to use JavaScript to add interactivity over this navigation bar. So what we are going to do is create another class right here, active, and then what we are going to do is create a variable menu document.querySelector and select this using this id value menu bar, and then create another variable now document query selector and select the element with its class name navbar. So here is. So when I save and refresh, here we have, right? All right, you see. Okay, so what we are going to do is come over here and navbar active left 0, right? Here is an active class selector right here, and then when I save and refresh, you see. All right, nice. And now let me add, I'll scroll right here. Alright, so when I save and refresh, here we have. Okay, that's nice. So now let me style this. To do this, we have LI11 selector. Instead of display inline block, we are going to make it display block right here. So using this class selector right here and come over here. Here we have. Okay, in font size 2 rem and padding 1.2 rem, margin 1 rem, border 1 pixel, solid yellow green, and width 100%, border radius. You see, that's it. What cool is that? Awesome. Now you can remove this. That's right. Okay, you see, this website is responsible for any device having different screen size, right? So when we reduce the size and click this toggle menu right here, you see, that's pretty nice. Now okay, now what we are going to do is to style this testimonial box right here. You have the left value and the right value. So when I save and refresh, here is nice, right? That's good. And now using this class selector, now let me style this logo right here, display flex, justify content, center, and align item, center instead of flex start, right? So when I save and refresh, here we have a nice logo right here. So again, using this contact container class selector right here. Now let me style this. All right. Contact container, display block, align item center, flex wrap, margin top 6 rem. So over here we have contact us and property value with its property value pair. And when you come to this, for a screen size having, for a device having screen size 768 pixels and below, we have background and we have border with padding and position and relative. So when I save and refresh, that is it. Nice, right? Awesome. Okay, what cool is that? Okay, now let me style this image and come over here and display this for this image. Take a look. Here we have the image right here, and then come over here and display the display value. The display value for this image, none. That's it, right? So having this, when I save and refresh, the display value for this image is none, right? Here we have the image. So now when I save and refresh, here we have, right? That's it. What is that? Okay. This website is, as you see here, fully responsible for any device. Just like this. Okay, now let me reduce these icons right here. So we have testimonial box and icon class selector right here, top right, and font size. Here we have. So when I save and refresh, here is it. You see, that's nice. Alright. Now come copy this and cut this and come over here and copy over here, paste over here, paste over here for a device 991 pixel and below, right? That's it. So when I save and refresh, here we have for a screen size device having 991 pixel and below will have such property, right? Will have such user interface right here. So over here, now what we are going to do is come over CDN just.com and find the jQuery link right here and copy that link and paste right here inside the HTML document to add a smooth animation over this menu bar, right? So here we have the code for, here we have the JavaScript code that enables us to have a smooth animation or a scrolling effect over this menu bar, this navigation bar right here. So we have this, right? Okay. Now when I save and refresh, here is it, right? Here is the product section, the feature product, the testimonial, the contact, and much more. So this is all about. Okay, so when we reduce this animation, increase this animation to 1000 and save again and refresh, here we have a smooth scrolling effect right here. So this is all about how you can create a fully responsible e-commerce website using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So this video is valuable for you. If so, make sure to subscribe and press the notification bell icon to be notified when I come out a daily programming training video just like this one. And then please share this video to your friend, and then your friend will have your own e-commerce website. Your friend will have and then your friend will be able to create your own e-commerce website using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.